Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We are back here today with another video on my beautiful spider, and also another video on the Cav event quest. Now, this one's going to be on the science one, and we're going to be using the champion who I really do believe to be arguably the best option for this new science Cav node, okay? And we'll go over why. Scientific exploit. Science attackers have a 20% chance per weakness exhaustion, okay? Heavy attack exhaustion, or fatigue debuff on the opponent to inflict a fragility debuff on each landed attack. Fragility lasts for 20 seconds, increasing the attacker's critical damage by plus 30 and lowering the defender's block efficiency by 10%. Additionally, science attackers gain a permanent passive fury, increasing attack by 35% each time a debuff expires on the defender. Max stacks 10. Whittle down. This defender takes 60% less damage while they have no debuffs applied, so that's not going to be an issue because, you know, we're always going to have debuffs applied with Spidey. This damage reduction is decreased by 20% until it reaches 0. These debuffs can be of the same type. So, there's a lot of things that are so good for Spidey here. First of all, if the debuffs do expire, right, there's the passive fury that we get. Also, we're going to have 3 debuffs like right away, okay? Also, this is really interesting right here, okay? You put the exhaustion on with the heavy attack, and also that so you have a good chance to put the fragility on, and then when you have the fragility, it decreases the defender's block proficiency, and we're going to be hitting into their block a lot in this video because we have anti-venom with us, which is going to put a wither debuff on the opponent fresh out of the gate, and that's going to help us stack up a ton of ruptures. We have our Spidey at a decently high sig now, so Spidey is in the new 5-star featured. If you pull him, you can get him awakened easily, you can get him to a decently high sig, and you can see some similar results, okay? So I've really been enjoying the hit into block playstyle with Spidey as of the past like week or so since I've gotten him duped. So as you can see, it's very simple with the anti-venom synergy to stack up a lot of withers right out of the gate, okay? And just stuff a lot of ruptures right out of the gate. And look at that, we had 13 explode and then 12 just came back, man. So just overall, it's such a nice damage increase having him at a high sig, man. So Spidey essentially turns this node off, not even to mention that he pretty much turns Man-Thing into potato. And as you guys know, I absolutely love turning champions into potatoes because Spidey can't gain buffs, so if there are no buffs to nullify, then that means that Man-Thing, you know, can't put poisons on you. So a little detour here, you know, we don't want to fight Morningstar with Spidey because we'll get some bleeds, right? But some rank 3 Human Torch gameplay is not the worst thing to watch, right? So this is a very quick fight. Of course, Human Torch has those debuffs falling off, so he's getting those passive furies very quickly. The thing with Spidey is that, you know, you kind of want to keep the debuffs on, right? So maybe it would be better to... nice. So maybe it'd be better to, like, let 10 debuffs quickly fall off. But, like, I mean, like, the fight's over super duper quick, so I feel like I'm kind of fine with the way it's going, right? So the main thing here is, like, you just want 3 debuffs right away, and you start with 1. Okay, and then here with the heavy attack, I get a second one. All right, and now we have our 3, and now we have the fragile buff up. Now keep in mind, Medusa has those living strands, right? So she's going to auto block. That's actually really good for us because we're going to be hitting into the block, and we're going to be getting those ruptures, okay? But as you can see right here, man, the damage, it scales up very, very quickly. Like this special 2 is enormous. So yeah, so the other synergy team members that we have here is just Fury and Deadpool, which is like a standard really nice suicide mastery build for the champions who are like very usable with suicides, like Spidey and Torch, for example, but are very good with suicides with this team. You know what I mean? Like I'm going through this entire lane. I did all 3 paths like this, and I finished all 3 paths pretty much at about 100% health. So even if he's not like the most suicide-friendly champ in the game, he's quite clearly very usable with suicides. I use him in War with suicides, I use him in AQ with suicides, I use him in Act 7.3 with suicides, monthly event quest with suicides, and I have no problems yet, okay? So yeah, at this point, we have a special 2 going with 8 passive furies, and that's just nice, man. Just really nice damage. So yeah, he's just nuking through the entire quest, which is great. Unfortunately, man, this was the first quest this month, so I only got to do this for 3 lanes. I wish this was like the last quest that had 7 lanes. I could have used Spidey on all 7 lanes. That would have been great. I did use Spidey for the Cersei boss, actually, which was he did a pretty nice job there, I think, at least. So yeah, for the Sentinel, you know, same thing here, man. I'm just getting the debuffs up. If they fall off, they fall off. Unfortunately, he can't pause debuffs that aren't like his, like he can't pause like the fragile debuffs, which would have been nice, you know? But he can only pause like his Wither, Rupture, Fatigue, and Slow, and Poison, if you have a synergy. But yeah, regardless, man, I mean, I think it's just obvious why he's good for this. He's just nuking right through it, right? Up next, we have a very interesting fight, though, that I'm actually very excited to show you. It's very cool. We have Airwalker here. And Spidey with Anti-Venom is actually an enormously good Airwalker counter. So this node here, okay, we have... what's the important one here? Power Snack, okay? That node is like the only hard node on this entire fight. This is like the mini boss node. It's just non-existent because we can't gain buffs. Another thing, obviously, Airwalker gains power passively, right? Like those Mystic champions who just gain power passively. Gain 3.5% of bar power every 1 second, right? But not with the Wither debuff. Not with the Wither debuff, guys. It's just not gonna happen. You know? So yeah, obviously, man, that's a really just amazing ability. It's one of my favorite things about him, like, no doubt about it. The Ruptures, 10 of them exploded. We have 8 back. Huge shout out to the Sigman. It makes him hit so much harder in the long run, man, because all that damage over time is just ticking consistently. Like, he's going down like 1% per second just from the Ruptures, and also when there was a lot of them. And then also, you know, when he actually explodes them, there's just more and more and more, and they keep building up that way. So yeah, obviously Spidey is you know, pretty darn good. Really, really amazing for this global in particular. I definitely enjoyed going through that quest this month. Usually the EQ rolls around and I'm like, ugh, it's time to go through Cav event quest again. But when there's like, you know, that new fun champ that you got, that's exciting to like test out the new node with. It makes it a little bit more enjoyable. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. I do hope you enjoyed it. Spidey is recently in the newest 5-star featured crystal. If you pulled him and you're looking for some science options for the monthly event quest, give him a look. He can do all of this unduped. Most of this unduped, you know, the Ruptures will just explode unduped and not come back. However, you can always gain them back. Anti-Venom, if you don't have him, he'll make it a little bit slower, but with Anti-Venom, obviously, it is a lot faster. But that is it for this one. If you enjoyed it, drop the like, comment what you think, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more, and I'll be seeing you around.